Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Mylie's Place Resort in Morrison, Ontario, Canada. We're up here fishing fall muskies with Lyle Howg. Lyle is going to be our featured vet. He's got quite a story, and he's quite a storyteller, so I'm looking forward to that. Fishing with Brian Lesetmoe. Brian Lesetmoe is a currently serving soldier in the Minnesota National Guard, and he's a muskie enthusiast. So I'm looking forward to a great couple of days. Weather looks like it's going to turn out pretty nice for us, so stay tuned.
We're in Morrison, Ontario, Lake of the Woods. A really good buddy of mine brought me up here in 2017 and introduced me to this place. And at that point, I had been muskie fishing for probably 12 years. And had caught really big muskies in Minnesota and had been chasing those fish my entire life. And I got up here and, like the second day we fished, I caught 5. Not only is it so like the numbers of fish up here is better, the fish just do what they're supposed to do up here. So like the things you read about in books, like they come to the boat and go around the figure 8 and eat with 6 inches of line out. Up here, the fish they don't see that endless parade of baits up here, and they're just generally wilder. Like the way these fish fight compared to like a Minnesota fish it's not even comparable. You'll hook a 50-inch fish and it'll come to the surface, it'll thrash and do all kinds of wild stuff. But here, they do not give up until they're in that net. More desolate. It's actually in some ways more challenging because you got to deal with wind and rocks. Love it up here. It's my favorite place in the world. With any fishing, whether it's walleyes or muskies or whatever, it's all math. It's figuring out that equation. You have to understand what's happening with the rest of the ecosystem, basically, because they're going to be where whatever they're eating is, where the bait is, right? Once you figure the location out, that's only half the battle. You got to get them to eat. That's where it's more like hunting. You'll locate a fish just like you would locate a buck, right? And then you have to keep going back until it provides you with an opportunity to eat. My buddies that fish up here, they call them their pet fish. There'll be a fish on a rock, and week in, week out, it'll still be there, and they'll keep going back to it until they finally catch it. That's what's intriguing about them, is you locate the fish comes to the boat and follows, it doesn't eat. And it's up to you to figure out what the correct combination of bait and timing and all that stuff is to get that fish to eat.
My grandpa was Mylie himself. His first given name was Myland. He went by Mylie, so he ended up buying the property in about 1959, if I'm told correctly. And at the time it had 3 little cabins and a store and a little restaurant in the main house, and he kind of turned it into most of what it is today. Proud family history in a lot of ways. 3rd generation now, so we hope to keep it going as long as we can. We are mainly light housekeeping cabins. We have seasonal lot rentals that people pay the seasonal for, but the majority of our business comes from renting light housekeeping cabins where people come and they cook their own thing. We have a gas grill here, mostly charcoal everywhere else, and they bring their own groceries and they just do their own thing. They're either eating chore lunch or coming in and having supper after they're out fishing, so they don't have to be on a schedule where you have to eat at a certain time or be at a restaurant at a certain time. That's what we do best. We try to keep our cabins as clean as possible. With the addition of this one that we bought last summer, we have 14 rentals. 3 of them have 3 bedrooms and 6 beds. The rest are 2 bedrooms. So we have a variety of different sizes that work well. We bought all new floating docks in the last year and a half. We're known to have one of the better dock setups on the lake, and electrical for everything out there, so you can charge all your batteries for all your high-powered electronics that are coming through now. You don't have to worry about taking all your stuff out at night. We also offer park and launch opportunities for people that have their own places on the lake or are going out to other places. If they like to park here, they can do that. We have video surveillance, and we offer full service launching generally most of the time, and we do boat storage and things like that too. So we do a little bit of everything. We're open 7 till 9 every day all summer long, 7 days a week for gas and bait, so people come off the lake and get that stuff from us, and we have a little store with convenience items. So we don't try to do too much. That's our biggest thing. We try to focus on what we do best and just do that. It's really nice to be able to count on people coming back year after year.
Yeah, we're up on Lake of the Woods trolling for muskies today with big crankbaits. This time of year, you kind of get a migration of bait fish. And basically what's happening is like the water's cooling right now. We're kind of just getting to the end of the turnover period right now. And what's going to happen is your bait fish that have been pelagic all year are going to start moving in to stage to shallow, to spawn basically. And what happens when your bait moves, your predatory fish move too. So like you basically what you have happening, and you have your muskies that are shallow all year, that are like structure based, that they're either on points or saddles or whatever the case may be. And then you have your fish that are pelagic that chase bait fish all year. And when those bait fish move in, those two groups of fish meet in the middle kind of. So what we're doing is we're trolling, spawning areas where bait fish are gonna stage, and we're hoping that the muskies are there waiting to intercept the bait fish.
Come here, Lyle. Come here.
It was kind of a short notice. Brian called me a couple weeks ago and said, hey, opportunity of lifetime, you want to go muskie fishing? I told him I don't like fishing. He goes, it's going to be a great time. Come in the boat anyway. Things worked out. We were able to make it happen. So we're up here looking at the beautiful Lake of the Woods. So I've known Brian since he first joined the Guards. Matter of fact, I was his first sergeant before I retired. So Brian and I go back a long ways. He's never steered me wrong, so it's the reason I'm up here. It's gorgeous up here. The fall leaves are changing, the weather's nice. Even if we don't catch the big one that they keep promising me, it's still gonna be a good time. We caught a little northern, they say. It's the biggest one I've ever seen, so far we're still doing good.
Cold water, it does not take them long.
You gotta have friends, you gotta have buddies. I still keep in touch with a lot of the Guard guys. So when Brian asked me to come up here, it's an opportunity to shoot shit with him for a weekend. I'm gonna take it. You can't just shut that door down. I understand the mental state of these soldiers that go berserk per se, and end up in a lot of trouble because there's no one to help. Your Pueblo can only give you the answers that they're allowed to give you. Your VA isn't going to give you any of the process that they're not allowed to give you. It's very canned. Each person has a piece of the puzzle and no one gives you the whole puzzle. As far as the outdoors, everybody who's been in the Army has been outdoors. Some of their best stories are out in the field in the middle of the worst thing they've ever done. And now they love that story. So everything is outdoors. Even if you're not a 100% outdoors guy, go out there. Reconnect with that individual that you had that in story with. The outdoors for me is huge. That's where I find sanctuary. I love to go hunt. When I'm deer hunting and I'm walking in the woods by myself, looking at nature, pass up on a lot of things to shoot just to look at it. I love to go pheasant hunting. That's walking through the prairie with my buddies, telling stories. I don't even care if I shoot a bird. That's just the story, the nature of the beast. To me, the outdoors is to reconnect with each other in an environment away from society.
What is it about muskie fishing that makes it so attractive? It's like its own cult.
It is. It's more like hunting than it is fishing, honestly. I mean, there's not many fish in the world where you can cast at the fish, it'll fall to the boat, and you can come back later in the day and that same fish will be in that same spot and do the same thing. You kind of have to understand what the entire food chain is doing to figure out what they're doing. So, I mean, the pursuit to them is actually sometimes more intriguing than the actual fish catch itself. You put so much effort into putting your hands on these fish, and when you finally actually catch one, it's gratifying. That's the apex predator in these systems.
Basically, the nutshell of myself is I'm an outdoorsman. I love to be in nature, but time is not on my side, so I don't get to do it a lot, which is the reason I jumped at this opportunity. I've been in the Guards for a long time. I've got 24 years in the Army. It hurt my soul when they said I couldn't perform anymore and I had to leave. So that's been the struggle for about 1.5 years, 2 years, trying to deal with that, find out who I am now without the Army. And every once in a while I get a nugget like Brian calling me, hey, let's go fishing, we can shoot the shit. So that was a huge thing. I'm a great people person in small doses. I don't like big crowds, but I love to be with the unit and the cohesion. So that bond is what I'm after.
You know, we're all raised to the military by committee, right? But you typically have one or two that, you know, mentors that are like a constant kind of thing, right? And Lyle is definitely one of those. Like over the course of the last 16 years, we've either been in the same platoon or the same company, with him in either a direct leadership role over me for 16 years. So like, he's one of the people that made me the NCO that I am. And like it, you know, it's weird. Like, it feels like yesterday I was a private and now I'm responsible for a platoon. It's like, how did that happen? So like, I find myself a lot, like I'll be in a sticky situation with my platoon, or something will come up where you gotta, you know, figure stuff out. And it's always like a, well, what would Howg do, you know? So I think he, and that's not exclusive to me. Like there's 100 people out there that would tell you that. Like, you know, I was deployed to Kuwait and Saudi Arabia in 21, 22. Like Lyle was our first sergeant for that, kind of our rock. So like, when I say there's 100 people out there that would tell you that same thing, I mean it. Like there's literally 100 people out there that tell you that.
This makes fishing with number 7 flicker shads kind of weird. I actually put fish this size in my live well and then fillet them and eat them, but we seem to think we're gonna catch bigger ones, so far, not so good, but that's okay. It's early.
I've known him since he was little private. I shouldn't say little, he was always bigger than me. He's been a good soldier. He's been a trooper because I've always put him in a position that was not his rank. Because I knew he could take it. I knew he could fill the shoes until we needed him no more, you know? We've gone through some stuff that most people would laugh at. Most people would be like, oh, are you sure you're friends? So it's been entertaining. There's a lot of stories I don't tell everybody, but for the most part, I can tell you stories that civilians would probably be, that's the worst day of my life, but that was the best part of the situation. And those are the stories I like to share. And
Still there?
we laugh about it, we joke about it. It helps me release some of the things that are in my head without indulging the emotional spiral effect.
Big fight. Big fight. Holy shit. That's a good one.
39 and a half. Face the camera. I won't even get a still of that. Hold like this up. I was gonna say it.
It's a big fish.
It's a big fish.